I can hear the music. I'm about to talk for a little bit. Jaden is producing in the background. Next time the track replays, I'm just gonna start, okay, big boy? How I look? Huh? It's about to restart right now? Alright. So this is the part that we're gonna record and I'm gonna post live. So let me just talk to everybody. Today's my birthday. Being my birthday is like one of those days that you just get to do whatever you want to do. So even if this doesn't play out well, I don't care. I don't even care if you can't see me, because I gotta just imagine that who I'm talking to is the universe. I gotta be able to imagine that I'm talking to everybody, because that's the impact that I want to have. I'm just getting myself amped up so I can talk about myself a little bit more, but thank you very much for tuning in, checking it out. If you're online right now live, then you're connected. If not, you'll see me later, and I hope you have love to send me, because truly that's what's gonna make me open up and shine even brighter, is the love that I receive. I'm one of those that love words of affirmation. I don't like to say it out loud, but I have to acknowledge it, because that's what's gonna push me forward for me to be able to do this thing that I know I have a calling for. There's something different. There's something about what I feel when I think of the journey that I've been on so far. I'm talking about my birthday. I was asking my daughter, what should I talk about? What should I get on the mic and just talk about? What if I were to say, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? What would I say to tell my son when he's 18, or my daughter, she's 15 and she's about to be 18 soon? Like, what would I say to any melanated child out there that doesn't know that they could be great? Tell them that all the things that they ever known, or all the things that they ever told them about us melanated people, we have to believe in ourselves, because at the end of the day, they did not set up a system for us to succeed. When people ask who I am and why do I feel like I'm also a motivational speaker, I define myself as a storyteller, motivational speaker, and an engineer that's conscious. A conscious engineer of the internet. Somebody that's worked in this industry for a number of years and just really understand how this thing called the internet works. And I'm truly here to inspire. So sometimes when I talk, sometimes when I give ideas, it will reflect somebody inspiring, somebody wanting to motivate you. I'm a great storyteller. Those are some of the gifts that over the times of me broadcasting live and just feeling comfortable just sitting in front of a camera and talk, y'all gonna start to see it. Y'all gonna hear it. I promise you that. I promise you that. I just have to get over fear. My daughter says, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? Don't be afraid. Fear is something that we have created. It's going to limit us from achieving our greatest aspiration. I tweeted that the other day, and it's really a reflection of how I feel fear should be treated. I also found out what's the best way to overcome fear. The best way to overcome fear is love. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self, that love is the thing that would allow you to overcome fear. How can you fear doing something that you get so much love for? There's no space for it, because love takes over all the space. That's what you have to focus on, especially when you're thinking of things that you are fearful of. 18-year-old Bobby. I didn't even really do an introduction. I didn't really, have a script or anything that follow. I just want to turn it on. It's my birthday. I don't care if it's messed up. I don't care if it sounds weird. I don't care if I didn't start it right. Doesn't matter. Today's my birthday. So today I turned 39 years old. October 17th, 1982. If you're born in the 80s, I tell you, you have experienced life different than anybody else. This is one thing that those that are from the 80s are getting the opportunity to finally speak up, and not be fearful of our voice, and tell the next generation what's up though, for real. Because being an 80s baby means that I know what it means to have a rotary phone that you had to be at home every day to answer it, to now I can't step outside unless my kids are FaceTiming me asking, where you at, Dad? Where you go? That's a large spectrum of technology, of life experience, of things that I'm hoping that at least somebody like me that has a background in engineering, that I can eventually tell to the next generation that truly you can achieve these things you can imagine. Like, I could not have thought one day that a camera phone would actually be a camera in a phone. We used to have to buy separate cameras and have a flip phone, and I don't know if you remember pagers. There are so many technologies that we've leaped over that you all are not mindful of, but us from the 80s, those born in the 80s, we know what's up. We know what track we've been on and things that have evolved over the years for us to experience life the way we experience it now. And I hope me getting on the mic and chatting up a little bit may inspire you to think of the next thing, because truly that's what it is. Our gift of imagination allows me to say that there's a camera on the phone, that you can be anywhere in the world in less than milliseconds, be able to connect and hear and talk to me. A part of this journey is the tech hustle, right? What is the tech hustle? Y'all see this brand, y'all see it in my page, y'all see it in my link tree links. The tech hustle for me is an opportunity for me to give you all the gift of this hustle that I picked over the last 20 years. I haven't officially introduced myself, tell you where I work and what I do for a living, but let me tell you something truly. As a conscious engineer of the internet, I have had the access, I have had the opportunity to build the knowledge that no one else has had the opportunity to, like the way I have. Yes, there are going to be a number of engineers out there, and if you look like me and you're melanated, keep pushing. I'm not saying that I'm the best, but I tell you for one thing, my mom told me that she said, Bobby, make sure you tell them you're top 5, like for real though. And it's top 5 in the engineering skill set that I have. When I explain to students what I do, because I go to schools, I have mentees, I've had mentees all over the world. I describe what I do as I build pyramids of the internet. I build these systems that the internet depends on. I know some of my friends would be like, yo, you said only 5 minutes and now you already over 5 minutes and now you're about to give so much, but that's what I do. I just give because this knowledge is not meant for me to keep, for real. But when I say I build pyramids of the internet, just think of the pyramids in Egypt and in Giza, right? These pyramids are huge and massive that the world doesn't even know how we built them. Keyword we, melanated people. Don't forget that. And being a conscious engineer of the internet, I know for a fact that the systems that I've built working at a company like Twitter, one way for me to describe the way I work at Twitter is sometimes I get a little bit of shy to tell people that I work at Twitter. It is not meant for me to shy away from, oh, I don't want to acknowledge the fact that I work for a company like Twitter. But sometimes people look at you a little different. You work at Twitter. No, the way I describe it is it's the app that's on your phone. The one that's a bird, the blue one, that one that you click on, that is where I work at. That's Twitter, that's the app, that's the company I work for. And I've been there for 8 years. I work there as a staff site reliability engineer, but I'm a conscious engineer. Remember that. I know what's going on. And as an engineer there at Twitter, I tell you, I've really built systems as large as the pyramids. I equate them to those because we just recently experienced with one of the bigger pyramids went off the internet. When Facebook went down for a few hours, everybody's like, oh my God, Facebook went down. You know, some people sending messages like, yo, Twitter's up, you should feel great. But y'all don't really understand that community of engineers that build hyperscale systems like Facebook is a real small community. So when Facebook is down, yeah, Twitter's up, but y'all don't realize that the community is so small that I have empathy for Facebook's engineers that have to deal with the system being down for 6 hours. Because y'all don't know what it feels like for the world to wake up in the morning and tell you, hey, the system that you work on and depend on, people are like, can't imagine what that feels like. Working at Twitter, a company like Twitter, I built empathy for systems like that, or pyramids on the pyramid, or pyramids on the internet. So big shout outs to all the FB engineers out there. You already know what's up, and if you know me, hit your boy up. But those systems being down really displays how big and massive the internet is. That the world depends on us. I tweeted this the other day, we engineer so much that we don't realize that the world depends on it, and when we go down, everybody knows about it. The last time Twitter went down, my mom called me, what's up, Bobby D? I see that Twitter's down. And I'm like, Ma, how you know Twitter down? Everybody knows Twitter's down. So what do you think that level of engineering is required for somebody to manage systems that large at that scale? That's what I mean, like I build systems of the pyramid. Alright, I'm not going to talk much longer because I'm getting buzzed. I'm hoping y'all enjoy this little live stream, this little opportunity for me just to get on the mic, not be fearful of it, and just talk. We got a little bit of sample of the things that I'm hoping, as I am defining myself as a storyteller, motivational speaker, and conscious engineer of the internet, that you all give me the opportunity to level up, not just you all, but not just the generations that are anywhere older or less than or younger than I am, because I'm an 80s baby, and my son tells me 1980 is old. I'm like, you better step back, you might get, boy. He don't know I got hands though, that's his problem though. But anyways, if you have anyone that's young, anyone that's inspiring to do better, working towards a career of tech, working towards an engineering career that they've never seen before, the opportunity to work with somebody like me, I'm opening myself up in this type of feed on my birthday. Even if it goes wrong, is one of those first steps. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Obviously, it's a little bit more than 5, 7, 10 minutes. We'll see how long it is. I can't see the comments. I send all the love to all my family members, the one that tuned in, the ones that checking in, the ones that say, yo, Bobby, shine your light so bright. I hear you. To my mom, to my pops, to my brother, to my wife, I love you, baby. To my kids, big boy, he's behind the camera right now. We got Jordan behind the camera. Sunshiner, she helped me produce this idea of sitting out here and for me to talk and just be free. Shout out to the team. It's the team, right? Team Doorless. That's what's up, though. We got a lot of things coming, so holla at me. It's your boy, Bobby D.